Protests continue, demanding justice for Arnab Goswami. This, of course, is also continuing on a day when the Bombay High Court, after long hearings, hearing all sides for 3 days and reserving its order today, denied any interim relief to Arnab Goswami, but of course did not preclude any relief that can come from the Sessions Court. The bail has already been moved at the Sessions Court, and the hearing also in a separate related matter where the police had filed a plea for police custody is also ongoing. We'll continue to get you the latest. I want to go across to our guests joining us right now. We've got Vivek Dixit, advocate, and also Himanjali Gautam, lawyer, joining us on the show. Vivek, I want to come to you first. All eyes, of course, will be on the Sessions Court now. Your thoughts on just the manner in which the entire episode has happened? Because the big argument that is being made is that if you want to reopen an investigation that has been closed, there are certain procedural requirements that need to be fulfilled. On top of that, given the CJN's notifications as far as the remand order is concerned, where no direct link is being made between the accused and the incident of suicide, and even the arrest itself seemed to be deemed an illegality. Keeping all of it in mind, keeping the Bombay High Court's order today also in mind, your thoughts in the manner in which everything has transpired till now?
See, I would say that my learned colleague, which is there on the panel, she has rightly said that this is basically the malefides are very much apparent. I mean, she did mention about Jagdish Arora versus State of UP, that particular case, which was also pleaded today in the High Court, where journalist Prashant Kanodia was released by the order of the Supreme Court. And see, this interim order is appealable. This could be appealed in the Supreme Court by, as my colleague said, in the as a SLP. We have full faith in the judiciary of this country. But the blatant manner in which the political power has been misused, the malefides are so very apparent. There is a process of protest petition. Now my question is, why, when the case was closed, why was the protest petition not filed? And if this is going to happen in this country, where a person who is sitting in his living room, the police would simply barge in, arrest him and take him away, this is simply not done. Is this the rule of law?
The plea,
I mean, this is the rule of law we are talking about?
Precisely. In fact, the plea by the complainant family to set aside that closure report or summary also submitted has been filed after the arrest. So it's like putting the cart before the horse. Himanjali, you want to come in here?
Absolutely.
Ma'am, first I would like to highlight something that they're saying that, he committed suicide because apparently, as per them, Arnab, he did not pay them. So today I would like to highlight their double standards. So today, a Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation bus conductor allegedly committed suicide in Jalgaon over erratic disbursement of salary by Maharashtra government. So look at them. And now you can see that there is similarity in the facts of both the cases. So I'm sure by the similar analogy, they should make more arrests. But now, since we all know that this is a case of political vendetta, and this is nothing short of witch hunting.
The news that is coming in, Himanjali, just to add to that, the news that is coming in is that actually the constables have mentioned Maharashtra government, Uddhav Thackeray government, in their suicide note.
So, I mean, why don't they arrest one of their own? I mean, because their name is also there, because they're continuously saying that, since Arnab's name is there in the suicide note, so that's the reason why, they have arrested him in a closed case. So they have clearly forgotten double jeopardy, the concept of autrefois acquit. And they're simply just going on, and I feel, and they think that, they're above the law. And I think Maharashtra government, they have their own constitution, because they don't follow the rule of the law. They don't follow the due process of law. And apart from that, I would also like to highlight few arguments which are very important to be mentioned here. Arguments made by Salve sir. The conduct for abetment to suicide must be direct and proximate. So he has asserted in the court that you have commercial disputes with different people for over 2 years. You don't file a suit. You have creditors beating at your door. You kill yourself. There cannot be FIR for abetment to suicide for this. I mean, there are case laws. In M. Arjunan versus State, the court observed that use of abusive words for not repaying the borrowed money was not a ground for abetment to suicide under Section 306 of IPC. And another thing which I want to mention, ma'am,
the thing is, while you're making all good points, and yes, this was argued in court because this was the plea against the very reinvestigation and, of course, the manner in which the arrest took place. But, you know, all of this is still later. Fundamentally, we are talking about how due processes have not been followed, even in the reinvestigation. Nobody is objecting to it. You please do it if you have some just cause to do it. But there are ways to do it. And of course, the manner of the arrest, like you're pointing out, will the Maharashtra government do the same in similar cases then? In fact, there is another Sena leader who has been accused of abetting the suicide of another person in Maharashtra in recent days. So they are playing dangerously with the law of the land and setting dangerous precedents. We'll have to leave it at that. I do thank both of you for joining us.